Let me show you where we've been, and then I'm going to give you a quick tour of the van. All right, Go Small, Live Large viewers, really appreciate you tuning in today. My name is Scott, I am your host, and I have a really exciting video here to make for you today. And what I'm doing is I'm standing in front of my van, my Travato GL. I've had it now for 26 days. We took delivery early in October. It's currently October 30th. I am in a KOA campground in Missoula, Montana, headed back to Chicago after visiting mom and dad, showing them the rig. And it's a beautiful, crisp fall morning here in Missoula. And what I want to do is just kind of use the van as a backdrop to put up a map of where I've been over the last 6 days. Again, I'm headed back to Chicago, but wanted to take my time. I'm working from the road as a digital nomad, so my dream of van life is really coming together. So what I've done is I've utilized this storage area right here, and I've tucked this big ass map into a tight roll, and I've tucked it right there. So let's unroll the map and magnetically attach it to the side of the van. All right, remember our trip planning tool, right? Magnetically attached to the Travato, which is really awesome. All right, so Chicago, this is where the trip began back last Wednesday, so 6 days ago. Traveled up through Wisconsin, Interstate 90, across Minnesota into Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and then buzzed across South Dakota up into through this is the corner of Wyoming here, and then up into Montana, buzzing again across, and going through the Idaho Panhandle, and then landing in Spokane, Washington. That's where my parents live. If you haven't seen the video with my mom and dad talking about my dad's van life when after his first wife died, could put the video here. Check that out. It's kind of an emotional video, and I'm kind of doing grandson van life, so Watson family van life runs in the blood maybe. So spent a couple days with mom and dad. Now I am traveling back. So if we count the states, so it's Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states. It's about 1,500 miles one way. It's a long drive. This has been super pretty up here in the Idaho, Montana panhandle, but now I'm getting into the boring drive where it's just kind of open prairies. Certainly South Dakota and the Badlands, big on my list to go back to in the spring. Absolutely gorgeous. So with the back doors open here, just want to give you a little view of how I set up the back. Clearly have a broom and dustpan, and they really nicely tuck just right into this little corner here. It doesn't rattle, and the door closes securely and doesn't squish the door or the wood or the broom. What I put in here at this point is Swiffer cleaning supplies. I've got the window screen for the back section of the van here. Have not utilized that yet. And then some Swiffer and a snow brush. Hopefully won't need to use that. Probably going to get some command hooks, but I'm choosing right now to use this for cleaning supplies. And it's working out really well. In case you weren't aware, the Travato has hot and cold water here. This hose connects to the jack, and then you can utilize hot and cold water here. This is the light for the when you're in the back at night, and this is a water pump on-off switch. So if you're utilizing the hot and cold water, conveniently the water pump is right here, and this is the light for the side light over the connections for water and sewer and electricity. So that's controlled from right there. Put the broom back. Okay, so on this side, what I have done is clearly got the bed folded up. What again I like about the Travato is I can leave my bedding in place, and it just folds up out of the way, and I'm doing this every morning. I find this feels a little less small when I have this put away, and it feels like I'm going to bed when I put the bed down, but it takes literally 15 seconds. What I've done here is I've been utilizing a lot of this. This is like for carpet non-skid pad, and I put this inside of all the drawers all the cabinets, and even here on the floor under the my bins. And what that prevents is sliding, and it prevents a little bit of rattle noise, I've noticed. So I'm keeping a little bit of the spare material. So I got the 2 gratuitous camp chairs. Get those out of the way. My hope is to get a rooftop unit. I'm finding a less and less need for the solar. I was talking with my brother, who's a pretty good outdoorsman, and we think we can put a storage bin, you know, one of those aerodynamic Yakima or Thule storage units up on the roof, so I can put table, chairs, and a grill in up on top, because I don't really have room for it down here. But what I have done is I've managed to put bins together for sewer. This bin is for electrical, and yes, even though I have the Volta system, I have enjoyed plugging in the rig to shore power when I was at my parents' house, driveway camping, and here even at the RV park. It's 30 amp service. What that does is it prevents the Volta system from pulling from the battery and then recharging about 4 to 6 hours into the night with auto start, which works great. But since I have shore power here, kind of my best practice has always been, you know, like you're sitting there with your phone or your computer or your iPad, you're next to an outlet, gosh, plug it in and reserve the battery power from when you're not next to shore power. So that best practice I'm carrying over to Vanlife here, and it's working out really well. You literally just plug that in and the system sets itself automatically, and then you have access to all the power. So electricity, shore power, thumb up. Volta, lithium, thumb up. All right, and then this bin is my fresh water, and we will get into some of that down the road. What I've done is I just bought these at Walmart, and then I drilled holes in the sewer and the water bins so that they can get some airflow, some ventilation, and dry out so they don't get stinky. I've got 2 of these picked up at Walmart, I think it was, just to help keep some of the dampness down to a minimum. This is my gym bag that I would obviously take to the gym, Planet Fitness here at KOA, use it for the shower facility. So this is kind of my traveling back and forth to facilities bag, and that's working out really well. So I haven't utilized these bins here yet, or this bag here yet too much. In these bins here, I'm finding it's a lot of storage, but I have kind of silly things in there like DVDs and blankets, and probably not gonna take those on the full-time road, but right now it is what it is. If you're curious what the shiny thing is next to the bag, gym bag by the floor, that is one of the 3 heating vents, the ducts for the system, heating system. So that's a quick tour of the back of the Travato. So here we are back inside. Give you guys a quick update on how I'm packing and how I'm working from the road as a digital nomad before I head out of here. So this is my work setup. I currently found this to be really great. I brought a little monitor with me. I kind of tuck it here on the seat so it doesn't slide around. Extension cord here that I plugged in that goes down to a surge protector on the floor that the computer power brick is plugged into, and the monitor. So that's working out really great. It's so great. When I'm parked for a little bit of time, I actually spin the cab seat around just to give a little bit more open feel. It works fine the other way around, but it just helps open up the space a little bit. So that's become a best practice for me. The hard drive, again, this just goes great. Here I am in the cab seat, obviously. Just want to point out that I have the awning window open a little bit with the bug screen down. I've got the Jensen stereo system going, 2 speakers here, subwoofer. I've had the volume up pretty loud, and with the thump of the subwoofer, when I go outside the van, unless the window is open, it's actually really quiet. I can barely hear it outside. With the window open here and with the volume up, you can hear it a little bit, but I'm just amazed at how insulated the rig is for not only temperature but for sound. And this is really great just to be able to control this when I'm sitting here. So if I got a favorite song coming up, I just turn the volume up. I have it connected to my iPad, playing off a Apple Music iTunes playlist. So I'm using this right now as kind of a seat or a coat holder, and I'm leveraging the front seat as storage space. So currently I have my computer backpack and my camera bag up here. I've moved the seat forward to give some additional space, and I was supposed to have there. Have the armrests down. The armrests are on the inside, the aisle side of the seats here, and I found with the armrest down, it gives me just a few more inches here because it is tight right here, no doubt about it, as most van cabs are. I've also got a second bucket of dehumidifier, humectant stuff sitting up here, so 2 in the van, and that's working out really well. And the other thing to point out here, you can just see it here, I've got the back cushion carefully placed. I think it looks really cool, and if somebody's in here, like I had some family in here, with the door closed, that becomes a backrest for this seating position here, which is really nice. And for best practice travel purposes, I either leave it there with my gym bag on top, or I put it under the table here, but it's really out of the way, becomes a useful part of the seating arrangement. Okay, then real quick up here, these are the window covers for privacy and light for the back doors. My tripod, this is where I'm keeping the cab side window covers. There's 2 of them. I found that to be a best practice. We'll do a video on that. Just a close-up of the Jansen system. There you can see that it's displaying the song. Going to be doing a video on this too. Haven't done DVDs or anything like that yet, but overall it's been very useful. So here's a shot of my work setup from the other direction, and again, just is working out really well. Got the counter extension, was putting the camera on that. So this is kind of fun. I've got my Lucky Bamboo tree, have a command stripped down to the counter. No issues with that. Can't tell you how nice it is to have this window here. I'm just going to let the the scenery in while you're doing stuff here in the galley. This paper towel holder is working out really well. I've kind of got some RV engineering here for my napkin holder, just some cardboard holding those things up. I found if I put my sponge and dish rag here, it helps reduce some of the clanking and rattling, and they dry out. So this has been very, very useful. So let's give you a glimpse up here. So this is dramatically different from when I went to Kankakee. I've converted from glass plates to paper plates. I have more garbage capacity than I have water capacity, so washing dishes was a unnecessary luxury, so I've gone this route, and this has worked out really well. Same with the coffee cups. I did manage to keep my plastic cups here for wine and whiskey, so but beers being done in cans or plastic cups. So I'm down to 1 protein shaker there. You can see that. That seems to be sufficient, and the instant coffee's working out well. Love my instant hot water pot. I've got 2 fry pans. We'll do a video on the full kitchen layout, but just give you a quick view of this today. And some mixing bowls. I'm not sure why I have those yet, but I have them. So in the drawers, this is what I found to be useful here. So while I'm not crazy about plastic ware, I just don't have the water for dish washing, and so I went this route. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for cornstarch or bamboo, something that's a little more eco-friendly, but and then just the usual stuff that's fast acting. These need to be packed. Gonna be using this for holding up some of the other items on the walls here shortly. Just a quick view in here, just more food storage. And same here, just some food storage. So on this side, under the counter, under the sink. So under the kitchen sink, so I've got more of the non-skid, spices, food storage, power bars, and this is kind of my kitchen kit. Have my the Windex bottle kind of hanging on the lip there. Extra napkins, sandy wipes, things. I should actually put those in the sewer box. That would be a good idea. Here's the lid to the Instant Pot. This is the water filter that comes with the Travato, so it's kind of a triple or double water filter system, filtering water coming in, and then another filter here. So microwave, utilizing this for rice cake storage, works great. With my fridge, this is just so nice to have a big fridge. Water storage, lots of food in here. The food situation is just really turning out nice. And freezer's got stuff in it, haven't even opened that up yet, but it's so nice to have a real freezer. And then on my closet here, while I was kind of laughing about the hanging clothing storage, it's really nice to have, I must say. Now this space here, I need to figure out some modification and put a couple of shelves in here, because this can definitely hold some storage. This is the electrical for the microwave. And then in the back, so there's a drawer here on top of this electrical system. Hello. And what I'm using this for is for cooking utensils. In here I have my one pot. I think it's a 1-quart pot, just so I can make something. I'm still trying to utilize this storage. There's a lot of it. I've got shoes in there. We'll get into the back of this in more depth. I haven't utilized this much, but using the garage storage here pretty effectively. Let's turn some lights on. Let's turn the lights on here. Oh yeah. So in the cabinets up here, Instant Pot. Haven't used that on the road yet. Probably will today, later. Very important ingredient, whiskey. Costco whiskey. So pants, shirts, gym shorts, socks in a little bin, undies in a little bin, so they stack. That's really working well. And these are like sweatshirts, an extra towel. Then my dirty clothes I keep in a separate bag here, so as they fill this up, then I know it's laundry day. And I keep my bedding kind of tucked into the bed here, so it's real nice. It again folds up, super simple. We'll do a little video on that. Down here I've got the laundry detergent and the magnets you saw earlier, and bug spray, Repel. So just utilizing every nook and cranny, and thank you Winnebago for thinking of all this little tiny bits of storage here and there. It's really working out well. So in addition to the plant, I'm personalizing the space now. I've got this really awesome poster that I made long time ago with a friend. So in addition to that, I've personalized this, got my little ship up front. Got these, so this is Kyle's name in Chinese. This means lucky in Chinese. So I'm looking at all these little areas to personalize. I'm gonna put a coat hook here, command hook to hang a coat. So it's not that. I think this will work better, so watch for that. And then in the bathroom. So with the bathroom, I'm just loving the bathroom. Can't tell you how nice it is to have a separate large bathroom. I took the very first shower in here last night, and it worked really well. I was kind of playing with it. They have a shower facility here, but I wanted to try it out, and it took a little bit of time to get the water hot enough to take a shower, and it lasted about 2.5 gallons, I think it is, but it worked great. Kind of an on-off method here with the well, we'll do a video on this later, but the shower head has a water on-off, and the way the shower head is itself, it's kind of a circulating thing and kind of spritzes, so it really works well. And this is the water diverter, do the temperature water diversion, and then you kind of on-off up here. Really like the fact that I'm brushing and flossing teeth in a sink that's not the kitchen sink. I didn't think that would be a big deal, but I'm really liking, again, that there's a separate space here for personal hygiene. Great Kleenex dispenser. Command hook for the towel. This is great, so it dries out. Have a toilet brush here that I have a command hooked to, or command taped to the floor, so it stays put. And what I'm doing on the toilet is every 3 days is just give a good coating of Windex and then spray that out, and that's keeping it super clean on the go. Again, number one only at this point, but and then up here just have this is kind of a medicine chest bin, and this bin is for getting ready in the morning, floss, toothpaste, toothbrush, my retainer for braces, mouthwash. So this bin works perfect for that. I'll see if I can find where to get these, because this size is absolutely perfect. I love that it just snaps together and then let's close it off. So overall, I'm just loving the Travato bathroom. It's just so big. It's just so big, and it's just so nice to have this space. I did use the shower curtain last night just to get a sense of that. So it snaps in here, and I certainly have plenty of space to actually shower. Touch the curtain a little bit. I think I might try it without the curtain next time. The water control is such that none of this got wet. None of this got wet back here. I'm okay with the toilet getting wet because then it actually gives me an opportunity to wipe it down. So that's it. So that's just a quick tour. So this is where we are so far. Just really glad you are with me. The channel is really growing. Added over 100 subscribers in the last 4 weeks or so. Really getting some great comments. So thank you for everybody that's watching, liking, commenting. I'm writing down your questions and we'll be addressing those. Now that I'm on the road, now that I have my van, boy, it's really coming to life to me in a major way. So we'll be answering all kinds of questions about Travato specific stuff, warranties, insurance, and things of that nature. So I'm even thinking about spinning up another video called Travato 60-second Sundays, and it's literally a 60-second video of one particular little tiny thing, very meaningful and very relevant, but one little tiny thing like the blind system in the cab. It's all these little tiny things about the Travato that just add up to one tremendous experience for me so far. So thinking about that, and she still needs a name. We definitely need to have a naming contest, so be watching for that. I got my mom on full-time naming duty, and so it's been kind of fun. So really appreciate you watching. I'm just such in a state of gratitude these days, being outdoors, smelling the fall air, feeling the crisp temperatures, having a willing partner, having a willing employer to go along with this, and just a willing audience like yourselves. You know, I can talk to the camera here, and if one person is watching, that's meaningful to me. But now that there's hundreds and growing fast to the first 1,000 mark, it just really fills my heart with gratitude. So really appreciate you being out there. So.